there real quick.
Training is definitely making myself better, but I know that it's going to end up making my teammates better.
You have to know your teammate and know what they need.
The cohesion on the field and off the field is what makes everyone strong.
Being on a team, you know it's not just you out there.
I would do anything for the player next to me, behind me, in front of me.
Practicing day in and day out, trying to be the best me so they can be the best them. It's like a sisterhood that you have with those girls.
It's just really empowering. They're all doing crazy things. And you want to be like them and you want to push yourself like them.
Motivates me to work harder, to get faster, quicker.
Pushing each other so hard, all for the same goal. And then when you accomplish it, that's the best feeling in the world.
Once you tap into that, I think you're unstoppable.
It begins with the ball. You see, a ball is not just leather and rubber. A ball is the seed that communities grow around. We're talking split-second moments that become indelible memories. It creates lifelong friendships. It's a reason for people to celebrate. A ball isn't just a ball. It's a life lesson. It's a tool you use to pursue your best. It's how you earn your greatest victories. How you learn to deal with failure. It's a test that you pass. It's a dream that you catch. It's a future you hold in your hands. It's not just a ball. Baden, the official ball of you.
And back at the Walt Price Fitness Center, Larry Walker Court, beautiful Everett Community College, as we get you ready for more women's Elite 8 basketball. We've got the Grays Harbor Chokers, and they're going to be taking on Umpqua. Wes Tucker along with Mike Tatko up in the booth. Mike, we saw a good matchup early going. Big Bend advancing with a 79-52 win over Centralia. One seed from the West is gone. Well, one of the three that came in from the West. Grays Harbor, the second to play. So what do you think we're going to see here between the Chokers and the Riverhawks?
Well, I think the Umpqua girls said it best. We had them up last game, Wes, and Grays Harbor got its first win in its program's history, and so Umpqua obviously realizes that, and they said, hey, they're going to be up. They're excited. They're here. They have a victory. They're going to be good to go. And Umpqua, the girls just said, Sienna Riggle and Taylor Strickland said, we got to play our game, just kind of take it slow and figure out how to finally get the emotion from Grays Harbor back to a lower level, and that's what the Riverhawks are hoping to do. If you're Grays Harbor, you want to keep that emotion going and try to carry it on to another victory.
And that's right, the Choker curse has been broken. It was their 9th trip to the tournament. The first 8 did not pan out to anything, but under the direction of Coach Chad Allen, Grays Harbor able to come away with that first victory, and we'll see how long they can ride this wave. Starters for the Chokers, Keely Teal, Charlia Armstrong, Isabel Hernandez, Sandine Kidder, and Armani Bird. And it's going to be opposed by the Umpqua starters, Sienna Riggle, Taylor Strickland, Macy Reinen, Lexi Woodard, and Darian Mitchell. So a couple of big names, each of those starting 5. And it's going to be a very physical one as well. Both these teams very aggressive in the paint, not as much shooting out of these two. So that means that whoever plays Big Bend is going to have their work cut out for them against a big shooting offense.
Yeah, I thought really both teams did very well against physical opponents yesterday. Grays Harbor against a really physical Whatcom team from the north. And Umpqua had its hands full with the 4th seed from the east, North Idaho, before eking out a 6-point win. And so you're right. I think this could be a really physical game as well. So it should be interesting to see as these girls get ready to strap it on here this afternoon against each other in our second quarterfinal.
And Umpqua taking down North Idaho by a score of 68-62 to get here. Grays Harbor taking down Whatcom 76-75. So a couple of great matchups and a great matchup here. Believing the numbers have been proven wrong in the tournament before, and we're ready for NWAC basketball. It's going to be in Riverhawk possession first. And moving up with the ball is going to be Reinen. Reinen looking for someone open, does indeed find Riggle. Riggle back over to Strickland. Doing one-on-one with Armstrong. And Riggle right on back to Strickland. Shot clock at 12 seconds. Pushing up and over the block that time. Bird, but to no avail. And shot clock at 3, and I don't think they realize that. The shot is up and good. Boy, a last-second look at the shot clock. You could see the life leave the eyes of Riggle, and then a last-second shot to avail for the Riverhawks. And Grays Harbor for 3, no good. And taking shot that time was Kidder. They go underneath the bucket now to Woodard. Pushing up is Mitchell, and Mitchell can't finish it. Bird on the rebound for the Chokers. And Teal back across half court with the rock. They go way over to Armstrong. Armstrong looks like he thought about 3, and then Bird nearly mishandles it. Teal steps up. Armstrong wide open 3 and splash down from downtown. So Grays Harbor and Umpqua tied up at 3. Corner 3 is good. Splash down. Back and forth they go, and Keel. Now over to Kidder. Kidder around the outside of the court. They go to Teal. Teal contested 3. Splash down from downtown.
Well, we talked about the physicalness and the inside game of both of these teams, and so far all we have are 3-pointers.
Boy, it's a good thing we're not fortune tellers, I tell you that, Mike. We wouldn't have jobs after about 2 days on it. And outside court, it's going to be Reinen. Reinen gives back up to Woodard. Woodard, and now it's going to be Strickland with the shot. No avail there. And Armstrong with the rock for Grays Harbor. And 6-6, trading back and forth are these two teams. Armstrong pulls up. Teal, long 3, and off the back iron, no good. Rebound by Reinen. Trying to catch him sleeping over to Strickland, and now a little 8-foot shot, no good. Armstrong on the rebound. And Teal with the ball. And I've seen Armstrong knock down a 3 as well as Teal. So he only tallies for the Harbor, and now 3. Bank is open for Kidder. 9-6 in favor of the Harbor here in the early goings. Just about 3 minutes have ticked away here in the first quarter. Teal now stepping into 2-on-2 coverage. Isabel Hernandez has been quiet so far for the Harbor. Passing in, intercepted, and looks like a held ball. Possession's going to go to the Chokers. Nice job by Bird to get in there and cause some mayhem, ending up getting the jump ball. And now Teal with the rock. Crossed half court, they go to Armstrong. Surveying her surroundings, goes into Kidder. Kidder pushing up and unable to get to, wanting the foul but not getting it. And a little arid pass, but able to recover is Riggle of the Riverhawks. Long 3, no good off the back iron. Armstrong on the rebound for Grays Harbor.
One shot at a time for Umpqua.
Bullet pass up to Teal. Teal riding the iron, but to no avail either. So 6:26 remaining here in the first quarter. And Strickland pushing up, trying to get it past Armstrong, does so successfully. Long three from Mitchell. It hits the bottom of the net, no good. Harbor basketball from the baseline. So fast-paced offense right out of the gate for the Chokers and Riverhawks. And Teal with the ball. Whoever wins this game is going to meet Big Bend in the Final Four next Saturday. Hernandez looking for an open shooter. Outside toward Bird. Bird bounce pass to the middle to Kidder. And Kidder 2 steps to the outside and intercepted by, it's going to be Strickland. And Strickland pushing up and nearly has the ball tipped away and can't complete the easy 2. Does get her own rebound and a jump ball. And this one's going to remain with Umpqua. So 5:48 left to play here in the first quarter. 9-6 in favor of the Chokers. And Umpqua to do the honors. And out of bounds. Boy, there's an error you can ill afford if you're Umpqua. So Kidder to put the ball in play for the Chokers will do so, giving off to Teal. Outside Kidder once more, gives back to the top of the key. And here's Kidder pushing up. They give to Bird. Bird from 6 feet, no good. Kidder on the rebound. Pulls up, fires 3, no good either off the front of the iron. So 5:25 to play here in the first quarter. We go outside, here's Mitchell pushing up and completing 2, so Harbor's lead cut to 1. So the clock ticks down to 5:13. Armstrong with the basketball from the far sideline. Gift to Hernandez. Hernandez right back to Armstrong. Feigns 3. And bounce pass in the middle of Bird. And Bird off of her foot. Stolen away again. And nobody's going to be able to get to it. It's Umpqua basketball as we've reached the 5-minute marker here in the first quarter. It's going to be immediate timeout. We'll step away. 9-8 in favor of the Chokers.
Life is about moments. If you fight, I fight. If I fight, we fight.
You be there and watch what I do when the bell rings.
Do you have that real look in your eye? That when you look at yourself in the mirror, you can ask yourself this question. Did I give everything I got? Did I lay it all on the line? Or am I cheating myself?
What you say, Quaid?
See ya! So whatever you're gonna do, claim it. Leave your mark on this world.
9-8 in favor of the Chokers here as the first half of the first quarter has ticked away in just over 15 minutes of starting the contest here. Again, we got a couple more for you as Lane will take on LCC at 5 p.m. Peninsula and Wenatchee at 7. And a very fast-paced first quarter as Umpqua has possession coming out of the timeout. Strickland on the outside of the arc. And backwards, a corner 3 for Strickland, no good. Hernandez comes away with the air ball. And now Armstrong, top of the key to Kidder. Kidder pulls up and not able to get 2, gets their own rebound and banks in 2 more for Grace Harbor. Boy, Kidder collecting her 5th points of the game, and there is a ball at the back of the iron, offensive rebound, Umpqua, and there's the first foul of the quarter right there at the 4:21 marker remaining.
Well, we talked about how physical we thought it was going to be, and then both teams came out and just started nailing three-pointers. Strickland has 2 for the Hawks, and 3 different players have 1 for the Harbor. And that, you said, this is the first foul because it hasn't really been all that physical with all the outside play.
And Teal away with the rebound and unable to capitalize on the free point opportunity there as Umpqua. Harbor leads by 1, 11-10. Kidder pivots, and they're going to foul her as she tries to shoot the long 2. So Kidder will go to the line for Grace Harbor. She has the opportunity to shoot 2. So right as we say, not as physical. It begins getting physical. One foul apiece, and first free throw is no good from Kidder.
She's an 81% free throw shooter, 50 for 62 on the regular year.
Opportunity to shoot one more. Couple of new players checking in for the Umpqua Riverhawks. As Kidder is ready for her second shot. Up and no good. Rebound, Umpqua. It's going to be Khalil Gonzalez finding an open shooter that gives it right back to her near the top of the key. Also checking in is Grace Campbell for Umpqua. Strickland. And they go to Mitchell, who lays it in for two, the first Umpqua lead.
That's what she does so well, Wes, is seal down low. And if she can get a good pass chest high, she just catches it and goes up. We saw her do that against North Idaho at some really key times last night.
And long three from Armstrong, no good. Trying to put the Chokers back on top by one possession. Instead, it's going to go back to the Riverhawks off the shoulder of Armstrong, it looks like. Trying to find a shooter. Long three is good. Splash down from downtown.
Yeah, Cielo Gonzalez can light it up if she's left open, if she can catch and shoot, and that's what she did.
So Armstrong, quick little bounce pass toward Hernandez, and Hernandez can't handle it. So ball goes back to the Riverhawks. Pushing up, they go to Strickland. Strickland back on the outside to Gonzalez, and here's Mitchell. One-on-one now with Teal, and nearly throwing that one away was the Riverhawks. And Strickland, contested three, knocks it down.
Splash down for her from way downtown.
Way downtown, exactly. I was looking down there, only saw it out of the corner of my eye. Apologies to the Riverhawks fans. Hernandez with the rock outside to Armstrong. Surveying her surroundings, tries to bounce past the Bird, and another unforced turnover from the Chokers. Score is 18-11. Trying to pass in and up and can't finish up two. Mitchell can, however, on the offensive rebound, and Chad Allen's going to take a timeout. So we step away. 9 points the difference. Umpqua 20, Grays Harbor 11. .216 left here in the first quarter, a 9-point differential. Umpqua leading the Grays Harbor team by a score of 22-11. And away we go as Teal has the basketball for the Chokers, crossing half court. Give off to Kidder. Kidder right on back to Teal. Shot clock at 20. They go to Armstrong. Reverses her way up front, pushes, and is fouled in the process. So Armstrong to the line. And that foul is going to be on Gonzalez of the Riverhawks. That's going to be her second team foul for Umpqua as Armstrong is ready to go. Shot up and in. Boy, roller coaster shot of a free throw there for Grays Harbor.
They all count, though, Wes, as long as they go through the twine.
And second is good as well. So two knocked down by Armstrong. Harbor with 13 points. And checking in now, it's going to be Jalen Webster for the Chokers as she gets the rebound. Also checking in is Dyer. And they're going to get an obvious travel on Kidder.
A little bit, a few couple steps before the bounce there that time by Sandin.
So Umpqua basketball from in front of the NWAC table there. Gonzalez finding Strickland. Strickland trying to push matters and contested two, no good, and it's going to be in possession of the Chokers. Well, that's another tough call to make if you're the official down there on the baseline. But Grays Harbor coming away with it. still trailing by 7. They go to Armstrong. Strong back on to Teal. We'll dump it right back over. Kidder pushing matters up, tries to go outside. That's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to be Umpqua basketball.
Well, the intended receiver for that one, Wes, cut underneath the basket, and I think the passer thought she was going to stay wide, and that's why there was no one there to catch it.
So final minute and 4 seconds ticking away here in the first quarter, and a good one brewing. 20-13 the score. Umpqua and Grays Harbor, and unable to complete 2 that time is going to be
Campbell.
Side Kidder, long 3, splashdown from downtown. Back to a 2-possession game. Strickland feigns 3, pulls up, tries to find Mitchell, and Mitchell hot contested 2.
Every time they needed a basket yesterday against the Cardinals from Coeur d'Alene, they got one with Mitchell, and she answers the 3 that time.
So about a 1.5 difference with the game and shot clock, and easy 2 from about 14 feet out. So 22-18 as the Chokers respond after the bucket. They go outside. Mitchell nearly loses it and is fouled up front. And we'll wait for confirmation here, and that's going to be on Jalen Webster. That's her first personal, second team foul here in the first quarter. 6.5 seconds remaining as Mitchell will go to the line and is unable to convert on the first one. 61.3% on the free throws this year for Mitchell. 0 for 1 today. Second shot is no good either. Harbor on the rebound. Chance here the final 5 seconds. They go to Kidder. Kidder, long 3, and no good off the back iron. So a good way to end the quarter. Grace Harbor was on a little bit of a run. 22-18. We'll be right back after this.
I am strong.
I won't give up.
I put my heart into the game.
I learned from my mistakes.
Focus.
Determination.
Confidence.
I trust my gut.
No limits.
Preparation.
Dedication.
Leadership. I want to make my team and family proud. And be an inspiration for other girls who like sports.
Join the movement.
When I first graduated high school, all I wanted to do was go to a 4-year. Because if you went to a community college, it was, like I said, not very competitive. But now being at a community college for 2 years, that makes you grow up as a player way more than you would think, just going straight to a 4-year. You have a lot of the community members that come out to your games that you know of, and so here I think is where kids really develop their skills, and then they can go on to a 4-year. My name is Devaney. I play basketball at Centralia College, and I go boldly.
(22-18) the score. Chokers will get the possession coming out of the timeout, and a good last-second shot there from Kidder trying to put the Chokers within 1. Instead, they'll just end up with the first possession here. So a good aggressive first quarter toward the end. It began as a long-range shootout, and we'll see how this quarter starts, as with the ball now for Grays Harbor is going to be Mendoza, and now Kidder pushing matters and is fouled in the process. And foul is going to be on Gonzalez, her second personal, team's first of the second quarter here. And Kidder to shoot 2 for the Chokers, missed 2 the last time she was fouled, and misses her first here. Checking back in for the Riverhawks is Reinen. And now Kidder ready for her second shot. No good again, as Kidder's 0 for 4 from the line for the Chokers. And Riverhawks on the march back across half court to give toward the outside. Looking for an open man, they find Strickland. Armstrong in heavy contention. They lob it up front to Mitchell, and stolen away out of bounds. It is going to be Umpqua basketball. Looks like the baseline official didn't quite see who touched it last.
Both teams a little struggle from the line early here, Wes. Umpqua 0 of 3 and Grays Harbor just 2 of 6.
And pushing from the corner now, and stolen away by Harbor. Dyer with the basketball. They give to Armstrong. Armstrong 1-on-2, lays it in. So 22-20 as the Chokers roar back after the timeout, collecting the first points and stolen away again. Armstrong to the middle. They go to Kidder. Kidder long 2, no good. And the rebound won by the Hawks. And out of bounds. Stepped the one on the rebound. That was Reinen. It's going to be Harbor basketball from the baseline with 9:03 left to play here in the half.
This was a 20-11 Umpqua lead just a moment ago, and it's in a 9-2 run for the Chokers to get back in it. They can tie or take the lead on this possession.
So Kidder with the ball. Hernandez checks in for the Chokers. Kidder, corner 3. No good off the back iron. Dyer on the rebound. New shot clock for Grays Harbor, and that will go out of bounds off the hand of Strickland. So Harbor basketball from right in front of the NWAC table. And Dyer mishandles the ball, is able to recover, puts it up, and spinning for 2. Tie ball game, 22-all. Looking for an open shooter. They go to Mitchell. The outside of the arc, right back to Strickland. And Mitchell, pressing matters, in for 2 more. And they'll give off to Mendoza for the Harbor. She saunters her way across half court. Looking for an open shooter, finds Hernandez. Hernandez makes her way toward the free throw line. They go outside to Webster. Webster in the middle and put up by Hernandez. And first bucket of the day for Isabel Hernandez as Strickland has the ball from the outside of the arc. Mitchell right back to Strickland. And long 3 contested by Armstrong. No good. Possession remains with the Riverhawks. They go find Strickland back toward half court. Shot clock at 25. As it was reset after the 3-shot by Strickland. Looking for an open shooter, they go to the outside, and that's Campbell waiting for it. And now Cleo Gonzalez, shot clock at 10 seconds to Mitchell. And 8 seconds, long contested 3, no good, and rebound is going to be won by the Riverhawks. They go to Cleo Gonzalez. So 3 opportunities here and a lot of timing eaten away on the clock. Strickland, uncontested 3, puts it in.
Yeah, you know, with this lineup on the court for Umpqua, you need to watch Mitchell, and you can't leave Strickland. The other ones, like Cielo Gonzalez, will hurt you as well, but you need to really make sure you know where Taylor is at all times.
Hernandez, long 2 is off the iron, no good, and out of bounds. Going to be Riverhawk basketball. So 1 possession game, 27-24 the score, 6:57 remaining here in the first half of play. Again, and this game is not disappointed either. Off to a great start here, a very close one. And with the ball now is going to be Lainey Rincon. Rincon over to Mitchell. Mitchell looking for an open shooter. Finds Gonzalez. Gonzalez and Armstrong doing battle and unable to finish it again. Armstrong with the rebound for Grays Harbor. And Armstrong over to Webster. Webster has got a shooter open. Gate closes and they give to Armstrong. Armstrong to Hernandez. Hernandez bounce pass to Teal and Teal can't reach it. And sub coming in, it's going to be Bird checking back in for Grays Harbor, going to replace Webster. 6:23 remaining in the half as Rincon has the basketball. Nearly stolen away by Mendoza. Bird one-on-one with Mitchell near the corner. They go outside. Strickland feigns 3, gives right back to Mitchell. Mitchell pressing matters, tries to put it up, and does so successfully.
Tough shot. I thought she was way too far under to get that to go, but Mitchell was able to convert.
29-24, Armstrong. Pass into Bird, and Bird tries to put it up for Teal, and out of bounds it goes. It looks like Teal may have been pushed a little bit from the back there.
It's another good idea, just a little bit pass, a little bit too wide. I thought the player once again was cutting to the hoop and unable to complete the successful conversion there.
Rincon across half court. Mendoza putting some pressure on her. They give off to Strickland. Strickland and Armstrong. And Rincon out to Mitchell. And foul.
I think on the Harbor, I think they were fighting through the screen that time, Wes.
And it is going to be called on Bird. That is the first personal on Bird, first team foul of the second quarter. 5:33 remaining in the half. And little miscue as Mendoza comes away with it for Harbor. Up, she puts it but can't finish it off, and Bird comes flying in. And way out of bounds it goes. My goodness, that was a very interesting sequence there on both sides of possession, with Harbor basketball from their own baseline, trailing by a score of 29-24. Give is to Armstrong. Teal outside the arc. They push into Bird. Bird into Armstrong. Armstrong looks back to Hernandez. And Bird again. Teal, long three from the top of the key, no good. And Harbor on the rebound. Armstrong with it, gives to Hernandez. Hernandez right back to Kidder. Kidder backs up. 22 on the shot clock, give us to Armstrong. And Armstrong over to Teal. Teal feigns three, pushes up, bounce pass toward Kidder. Kidder comes away with it, up and can't complete two. And Umpqua on the rebound. Give off now is going to be to Gonzalez, and putting it in for two more. Armstrong, bounce pass to Bird, back they go. Teal feigns three, steps up, long two is in and out, no good. So Harbor now trailing by 7 points, and a long contested three, splash down from downtown. Strickland and Chad Allen gonna take a timeout for the Jokers. It's a 34-24 game, 4:08 to play. Be right back after this. .408 remaining in the half, a 34-24 score, 10-point differential. And Harbor going to get the basketball from their baseline. Hernandez to bring it back into play. And she'll pass it off to Teal to get things going. Again, Harbor has not scored since the 8-minute mark of this quarter, when the score was tied at 24-24. Kidder pressing matters and is fouled hard on her way up to the bucket. See if the foul occurred on the floor when she began the jump.
I think that's going to be on Woodard. And will be a shooting foul, Wes.
It will be. So second personal on Woodard, and the second team foul. The shot from Kidder is good, so avoids going 0 for 5. Now 1 for 5 on the day is Kidder. And Harbor back into the scoring column. Second shot is good as well, so Kidder draining both. And now back on the defensive are the Chokers.
First points for Grace Harbor since the 8:16 mark.
Nearly stolen away there by Armstrong. Strickland with the basketball. Pass is in. They go outside to Rincon. Woodard. 10 seconds on the clock. They go to Mitchell. Mitchell pushing up and unable to complete two. And Mitchell with the rebound for two more.
Really almost got to credit Campbell for that. She was the one fighting underneath there that kept that alive with the tip. Ended up in the hands of Mitchell, and she took advantage.
Pass up to Kidder. Kidder, reverse layup, no good. Rebound, Bird. Birds for two. Again, 36-28 the score. 8-point differential. Harbor trying to claw their way back little by little. Strickland wide open three, and that's not going to help. Again, bank is open for Strickland today. And bounce pass into Bird. Bird looks like you're going to get Bird on the offensive foul. So we're going to welcome a couple new friends into the booth real quick.
We're going to welcome in Kylie Gilsdorf and Megan Briggs from Lane. You get to sit right by me. And we'll talk to you a little bit about your experience here so far. We want to welcome in our friends from Lane. Kind of a battle last night with, we're going to put that up a little bit closer to your mouth. But battle last night with Walla Walla. That was kind of a back and forth deal, and kind of probably feels pretty good to get that one out of the way.
Yeah, it was. It was a really tough game, and I think we had one of the hardest starting games out of anybody in the tournament. So it was good to get that one out of the way.
Well, let's move on to today. It's a battle against Lower Columbia. We'll shoot it over to you, Kylie. A situation where you're Kylie.
Yes.
I'm sorry, and you're Megan.
Good.
You don't have your numbers on, so usually I'm just going by the uniform. But anyway, we'll talk to you then, Megan. Lower Columbia team that pulled away from Skagit Valley. They seem to have some success from both deep, mid-range, and at the free throw line. So what's the plan for you guys against the Cardinals? Against the Red Devils, my bad.
We saw them earlier in the season. They were actually one of our first games. They were one of our few losses that we've had this year. So we've seen how they're very versatile outside and in. So we just plan on kind of going off of what we saw last time, but also seeing how they've changed as a team. They're have a lot more depth inside. So we're probably just going to switch it around between a man and a zone, try to pack it in a little bit, but also know who their shooters are.
This has been a great run for you guys this year. The South region, obviously very tough just to get here. It's difficult because there's so many good teams. Do you think that prepares you for a 4-day deal, although it's not 4 days in a row, but a 4-day tournament, just going through the rigors of your schedule?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It definitely prepares us a lot because you come to this tournament and you don't get easy teams. Every game will be a battle, and every team comes here to win. Like, no one wants to go home and lose. So definitely prepares us a lot.
I got to ask you, I know your coach a little bit, and I really like him, and he's a stomper. He's up and
Fit's always active.
And good for him, and good for you guys to be able to take it. I guess what's the key to dealing with him? Just he's an emotional guy, but he wants what's best for the program, obviously.
Exactly, just knowing where he's coming from. He is very hard on us, but he's always telling us that it's because he expects a lot out of us, which, I respect that in a coach, because if they're holding you accountable, that means they can see how much potential you have. So he does yell at us, and a lot of people see that side, but there's another side to Sheely that a lot of people don't see, which is where he explains kind of where he's coming from, where we get a respect for him.
Well, he's in his 19th year, and to me, he doesn't even look like he's very much over 19 years old. And I know he celebrated his 900th victory earlier this year. That had to be very nice for you guys to be a part of that.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about just the overall experience here at Everett.
It's a completely different experience here. We have our preseason tournaments, and there's not that many people, but you're in an environment where there's college coaches, there's teams from all 3 states. There were people from Idaho, people from Oregon, people from California. There's people from international teams. And so it's a completely different experience. And that was actually something that yesterday we were worried about, getting it to our heads. But I think the freshmen and even the sophomores that have experienced before did a pretty good job of just taking in all of the pressure.
Well, we want to thank you guys for coming up during your preparation. Congratulations on your win last night, and best wishes today against Lower Columbia.
Thank you.
All right, our friends from Lane, Kylie Gilsdorf and Megan Briggs, thanks so much for coming up here today, and we will see you later on this afternoon against Lower Columbia. Final seconds here of the half as Grays Harbor has gotten this to single digits in the final 22 seconds, and Madeline Jacobson and Nashoni Wheeler are on their way over here. So we will have Madeline sit right here, and Nashoni will sit here. You'll get to put a headset on, and the camera's right there, and we'll just talk to you a little bit about the situation. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Nashoni, we'll start with you. It was kind of a battle with Skagit Valley for a while. That was a team that hung around, and finally you pulled away. What was the key to the pulling away in the second half to get that win last night?
I think just staying, keeping our posture and playing our game and not, playing down, keep up our pace and not slow it down.
Madeline, first year for you and a first-year coach with
Yes.
Lucas Myers, and what great success you've had winning the Western region. Talk about the season and the road to Everett.
Yeah, well, first part of the season, we were working out some of our bugs, finding our flow, but second part of the season we really started putting it together, and figuring out how to play with each other really helped a lot. Now we're a lot more cohesive overall.
It's a game against the Lane Titans, Nashoni, and you saw them way back on December 1st, a long, long time ago. It was a good game. In fact, a game that you won, 78-71. Do you take a lot from that game and watch that film, or are you more concerned about what's happened recently with Lane?
Mostly lately, just because early in the season we didn't do as well, and that was one of our better games. So I think just looking at the now and focusing right now on this game and how they've been playing, how we've been playing, yeah.
What would you say, Madeline, would be the key to having some success later on today against Lane?
For sure. Both teams have improved overall throughout the season, but just really, like Non says, keeping our composure and just staying in it. Basketball is a game of runs, so staying with it if we're down a little bit, and when we get up a little bit, just sticking with it.
All right. Well, congratulations on your win yesterday against Skagit Valley, and we wish you the best against the Lane Titans today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Nashoni Wheeler and Madeline Jacobson from Lower Columbia, thank you for coming by. It's halftime here in Everett. It's 45-35. Umpqua will send it away, and we'll be back after these messages.
WWCC is affordable. Find your way. Attend part-time. Direct transfer. Join the fun at WWCC.
Not backtrack, man.
We see you. Be your curious self at Clark College.
When I first graduated high school, all I wanted to do was go to a four-year because if you went to a community college, it was very competitive. But now being at a community college for 2 years, that makes you grow up as a player way more than you would think just going straight to a four-year. You have a lot of the community members that come out to your games that you know of, and so here I think is where kids really develop their skills and then they can go on to a four-year. My name is Devney. I play basketball at Centralia College and I go boldly.
It begins with the ball. You see, a ball is not just leather and rubber. A ball is the seed that communities grow around. We're talking split-second moments that become indelible memories. It creates lifelong friendships. It's a reason for people to celebrate. A ball isn't just a ball. It's a life lesson. It's a tool you use to pursue your best. It's how you earn your greatest victories. How you learn to deal with failure. It's a test that you pass. It's a dream that you catch. It's a future you hold in your hands. It's not just a ball. Biden, the official ball of you. It begins with the ball. You see, a ball is not just leather and rubber. A ball is the seed that communities grow around. We're talking split-second moments that become indelible memories. It creates lifelong friendships. It's a reason for people to celebrate. A ball isn't just a ball. It's a life lesson. It's a tool you use to pursue your best. It's how you earn your greatest victories. How you learn to deal with failure. It's a test that you pass. It's a dream that you catch. It's a future you hold in your hands. It's not just a ball. Biden, the official ball of you.
WWCC is affordable. Find your way. Attend part-time. Direct transfer. Join the fun at WWCC.
We see you. Be your curious self at Clark College.
When I first graduated high school, all I wanted to do was go to a four-year because if you went to a community college, it was, like I said, not very competitive. But now being at a community college for 2 years, that makes you grow up as a player way more than you would think just going straight to a four-year. You have a lot of the community members that come out to your games that you know of, and so here I think is where kids really develop their skills and then they can go on to a four-year. My name is Devney. I play basketball at Centralia College and I go boldly.
It begins with the ball. You see, a ball is not just leather and rubber. A ball is the seed that communities grow around. We're talking split-second moments that become indelible memories. It creates lifelong friendships. It's a reason for people to celebrate. A ball isn't just a ball. It's a life lesson. It's a tool you use to pursue your best. It's how you earn your greatest victories. How you learn to deal with failure. It's a test that you pass. It's a dream that you catch. It's a future you hold in your hands. It's not just a ball. Bada, the official ball of you.
So back after the half here, it is a 45-35 score in favor of the Umpqua Riverhawks. And they'll get the ball to begin the second half of play. Again, Wes Tucker, Mike Tacko keeping you company high above beautiful Larry Walker Court at Eber Community College as Umpqua comes away with the first points out of the half. So what have we seen from these two teams so far, Mike?
Well, we've seen Taylor Strickland, Darian Mitchell combined now for 40 of the 47 points for Umpqua, and so far, Grace Harbor doesn't have an answer. We have Kidder and Armstrong with 22, now 24 for Grace Harbor, but it's a matter of stopping Strickland and Mitchell and making someone else beat you. And if someone else beats you, that's okay.
So clock down to 9:15, first 45 seconds gone, each team with one bucket. Outside they go, and Hernandez comes away with it for the Chokers, gives off to Teal. And wasting no time are the Chokers collecting two more. That was Isabel Hernandez collecting those two. Strickland with the rock, they go outside. And here, no good that time from Riggle. Still in possession of the Riverhawks, and boy, they had a lot of chances and finally convert.
Yeah, that was Campbell who got a good inside position, and so while Mitchell missed the putback, Campbell was right there.
Armstrong, the outside of the arc, bounce pass into Bird. Bird one-on-one with Mitchell, goes over to Hernandez on the outside and out of bounds. No, it's going to stay inbounds. Big save by Strickland. Umpqua basketball, 2-on-3, and stolen away by Bird. And now it's going to be jump ball, and I believe it is going to remain with the Chokers. So Grays Harbor basketball from the baseline. Still a 10-point game, 49-39, and this game has not disappointed so far. Very competitive matchup here in the Women's Elite 8. Number 2 seed. Coming out of the West is Grays Harbor, and Umpqua, the number 1 out of the South, and a good 3 there from Chelsea Armstrong. And Charlie Armstrong, and out of bounds it goes, going to be Umpqua basketball. So 49-42 as Harbor is doing their job to cut the differential down.
Well, they starting this half, West, like they started the opening half by having some success. They already have 7 points in the first 2 minutes and 7 seconds of the period.
Looking for an open shooter. They go to Mitchell on the outside, guarded by Dyer of the Chokers. And dump the ball outside to Reinen. Reinen goes back outward to Campbell, and Campbell stole it away. How about that from Kidder? And now stolen away from behind Kidder, so turnabout is fair play, it seems. So they give the ball back out near the three line for Mitchell. Long three and no good. Armstrong on the rebound for the Chokers. And 49-42 to play. 7:17 on the clock. Armstrong feigns three, gives to Teal. Teal, long three off the front iron, no good. And ball given over to Umpqua. Strickland pulls up for three and no good. And now Kidder all alone. Puts it up and easy two for the Harbor. So good sequence there for the Chokers. 49-44 the score. Go to Strickland. Strickland using the screen, gives over to Mitchell. Mitchell can't finish it off, and Webster on the rebound, gives to Armstrong.
Great job by Webster defensively to just go straight up and play good defense on Mitchell that time.
Chokers closing the gap. They give the ball to Kidder. Armstrong moving toward the near corner. They give up to her. Long three and splashdown from downtown. Harbor within two. Boy, in some trouble there. They do get the ball to the outside. Strickland, 22 on the clock, and arid pass up front. And it looks like it was, in fact, tipped by Webster. It's going to be Umpqua basketball from the baseline as Bird and Hernandez check back in for the Chokers. 49-47 as Grays Harbor has come out firing on all cylinders here in the second half. Give us to Mitchell. Around the outside once more. Strickland feigns three, pushes up, backtracks, and gives the ball over to Gonzalez. And no, that time as Bird comes away with the rebound. And now long pass up front. 1-on-2 and unable to capitalize on the 7-footer is Kidder of the Chokers. And foul on the floor, and they're going to go ahead and charge that foul to Keely Teal.
Good job by Cielo Gonzalez to get to the rack that time, and didn't really think she had a chance to make the basket, but she did draw the contact.
And misses her first of two free throws. Again, Harbor trailing by 10, opening up the second half, now trailing by 2, and make it 3. Teal with the basketball for the Chokers. Bird setting up a screen, goes the opposite way, does Teal, puts up and can't complete two into the hands of Mitchell. Gonzalez with the rock, directing traffic now. He's got a shooter open in the corner. Pulls up, tries a pass to Mitchell. No good. Kidder comes away with the arid pass. And they give up front to Teal. Teal pushing matters up and can't finish it off. There is a foul on the play, and Teal to shoot two. Foul is going to be on number 10, Sienna Riggle. And for Riggle, that's her first personal, team's first, and knocked down for one from the line. And Grays Harbor had some struggles from the free throw line in the first half, and Teal's second is up off the rim. Rebound, Grays Harbor, Hernandez over to Teal. Teal up and can't finish off two.
Would have tied the game.
Gonzalez on the outside, arid pass and Harbor basketball, and Hernandez down on the court. Boy, that looked like a wicked shot she took. And a timeout is...
I chose EBCC.
We chose EBCC.
I chose EBCC. Sign up for a tour and find out why.
LCC has definitely prepared me to transfer to Oregon State because it's helped me with my study skills. I'm a much harder worker than I was in high school.
I had a great support base by the staff, and I've made some great friends that I think I'll carry on with my life.
I've definitely loved my classes. I've learned a lot. It's been a healthy environment.
Don't be afraid to branch out. The people here are awesome. I'm going to be in it for a while, but down the road I'll be finishing up and be ready to join the workforce.
So back at the action now, Hernandez up and walking off the court under her own power. So good sign there after being down on the court for so long, Mike.
Yeah, the medical staff was out there right away, and it looked like they were working on maybe her lower back or an ankle. She's stretching it out. Looks maybe like a right knee. She has a brace on already or a wrap, so maybe she's had a previous knee injury, but she's drinking a little water and trying to move around on that, trying not to sit down and get stiff as she has a couple of points in the basketball game so far and a couple of rebounds. As in this first 5 minutes, Wes, it's a 13-3 run for 13-5 run. Check that for the Chokers, who have cut a 10-point lead down to just 2. And they've had a couple opportunities to tie, haven't had the ability to get the shots to go. But on the other end, they're really doing a better job on the passes inside to Darian Mitchell, and that really hurt them in the first half.
I mean, they've been able to keep Mitchell relatively quiet here compared to the first half standard she set.
Well, Mitchell hasn't scored in the first half, and I'd have to look to see. Not sure if my stats are refreshed here. I know she and Strickland had combined for 38 heading into the break. Mitchell has 2 this period, and Strickland does not have any. So they've done a pretty good job on both. We've already played 5 minutes and 4 seconds.
And Grace Harbor is going to start with possession, if I remember everything correctly, before the injury timeout.
And I also wonder if maybe they're going to the monitor or something. They were talking like maybe they were going to talk about something. Maybe not. Maybe we're just ready to go after the timeout on the court.
So an impressive charge right out of the half for Grace Harbor. They trailed by 10 when we started up here, 45-35. They've cut it down to 50-48, and a lot of stuff's been clicking for them lately. But what needs to click to take the lead?
Well, I guess really the same thing you've done. I mean, Coach Allen has a great plan, obviously, here in the second half. You need to control Strickland. And really what that means to me, Wes, is as soon as Taylor comes across the half-court line, somebody needs to pick her up. And on the other side, if you can put 2 people in on Mitchell, and like I said at the beginning of the half, make somebody else beat you. If somebody else from Umpqua can step up and hit some threes, then good for them. But until somebody else can prove that they can score some baskets, I mean, these 2 gals have 40 of their 50 points. And so if I'm Chad Allen, I make somebody else beat you.
All right, just about ready to resume things as the horn sounds. Again, 4:56 left to play here in the third quarter. Still a whole quarter left to play, and this has just been tight all game long. Fantastic effort from both squads. And it will be Harbor basketball from the near sideline to kick things off as the ball goes into Armstrong. Little screen set by Bird, backtracks a bit into the key. They go to the outside, Mendoza. Mendoza finds Kidder. Shot clock down to 19 seconds. Kidder, little handoff to Armstrong. Long 3, and in and out off the glass, no good. And Umpqua possession. Armstrong can't come away with it. Here's Strickland playing in for 2. So first points out of that timeout for the Riverhawks, and Kidder drains a long 2, putting it back within 1 possession for Grace Harbor. 52-50 with 4:20 remaining here in the third quarter. Strickland pushing up. Again, we've seen her range on display, and now we're seeing her aggressiveness in the paint on display in this quarter. Here comes Mitchell, and Mitchell not able to complete it. It will be Umpqua basketball, however.
Yeah, good block shot that time by Bird, as Mitchell was going through the key to try to get the basket, and Bird knocked it out of bounds.
So Gonzalez right into Mitchell. Mitchell looking for an open shooter. They go outside to Gonzalez. Puts it in for Mitchell, and how about that? It will remain Umpqua basketball, but shot clock going to be down to 19 for the Riverhawks. Armstrong up front, got her finger on it before it went out of bounds. And now just awaiting the okay from the official to keep going, and there we have it. They go way back to Strickland. 17 on the shot clock for Umpqua. Gonzalez, long three, splashdown from downtown. Back to a 2-possession lead. Armstrong with the rock. Left-handed dribbling up toward the top of the key. Backtracks, gives to Bird. Bird pushing out, and Kidder, long two. Drained, and now it's back to a 1-possession game. Gonzalez directing traffic now. The Harbor faithful starting up a defense chant. Nearly stolen away by Kidder. Pushing the paint is Gonzalez and drawing the foul.
Well, and that's what I talked about last time down the court, Wes. If Cielo Gonzalez can come up with some baskets like she did, she now has 7. And if she can get these free throws, that really takes a lot of the pressure off of Strickland and Mitchell. And that's what Coach Dave Strickland would like to see, is somebody else step up.
It's the 3rd personal foul on Bird, and she's going to get a little rest after that as Webster checks back in for the Chokers. The 2nd team foul for Grays Harbor, as Gonzalez's 2nd free throw is nowhere close. So big opportunity here for Grays Harbor to get back within 1. Mendoza over to Armstrong. Armstrong back to Webster. Webster for 2, no good. Rebound is going to be botched a little bit. Still a Umpqua possession. Leading by 3. Long 3 from Gonzalez. Bank is open. So Harbor needing to get back in quick. Give this to Kidder. Kidder, bounce pass to Armstrong. Picked up by Dyer. Right back to Kidder. Long 2 again, and this one no good either. Mitchell with the rock, nearly losing it to Webster. Again, Webster playing some good defense on the backcourt. Around Mendoza goes Gonzalez.
Great pass.
And Mitchell not able to finish it off, able to come away with the rebound though. Nearly stolen by Armstrong, ends up in the hands of Mendoza. So good defensive stand there by Harbor. And Kidder over to Mendoza, and they're going to get Mendoza for traveling. So interesting call there. And Mendoza didn't even take a step after she had the ball. So final 2 minutes of the 3rd quarter. 58-52 in favor of the Riverhawks, and out of bounds it goes. Harbor basketball from the baseline. Teal with the rock, saunters across half court with Kidder. Push up and long 2, no good from Teal. Hernandez on the rebound, gives it right back to Teal. Kidder now backs up from beyond the arc, and Armstrong passes in. Hernandez from the free throw line, no good. And Mitchell with the rebound. 27 on the shot clock. Here comes Strickland. Strickland is not able to put it in. Rebound won by Riggle, and a foul.
Well, Dave Strickland wanted to foul on the first shot. On the shot his daughter took, didn't get that one, but he did get the one on Riggle, and he also, I think, is asking for a foul at the other end after the rebounds that some of the Riverhawks are getting.
1:16 to play. Shot is up and good. So Grays Harbor again was within 2 here in the 3rd quarter. They got another whole quarter to play, and they usually come out of the gates red hot, but seem to fade toward the end of these quarters. They go to the corner for Mitchell. Mitchell back over the middle, top of the key, Gonzalez. And in the corner is Campbell. And Campbell pushing away, and long 3 for Gonzalez.
Oh, wow.
Splash down from downtown.
What a quarter Cielo Gonzalez has had.
Lead back to 10 for the Riverhawks. Kidder pushing up and completing 2. Lead cut to 8 by the Chokers. Passes to Mitchell, the outside of the arc. They go toward the middle to Strickland. Strickland finds an open shooter. Gonzalez for 3, no good. And Harbor basketball on the rebound. Have the opportunity for the last point here as Teal goes to the outside. Kidder, long 3, splashdown from downtown. That 10-point lead cut in half over the last minute and 1. So opportunity for Gonzalez to complete the 3-point play here. Harbor will have 4 seconds left to try and get something going as the shot is up and good. So from the baseline, the Chokers will go. They're going to give off to Kidder, and Kidder's going to be fouled. So approximately 1.1 seconds ticks off during that play. It's going to be Harbor basketball from the near sideline, 65-57 the score.
What a game by Kidder, 25 points.
Armstrong with the ball, long contested 3, no good. And that is how the third quarter will come to an end. Harbor trailing by 8, 65-57. Back in Everett after this. Last quarter of play here at Grays Harbor and Umpqua, good one. As we reach this point in the contest, Harbor trailing by 8, and they're going to get Riggle for traveling. So a good start for Harbor coming out of the gate. Again, Grays Harbor trailed by 10 at the conclusion of the third quarter, came back within 2 points of Umpqua. They get Kidder. Side pushing up a bit to the free throw line, and there's a 3, no good. Rebound is going to be contested, and a foul they're going to call on Webster.
I think that's going to be her third.
It is her third.
You look up at the board, 3 current players on the court for Grays Harbor with 2 each, and 3 on Webster.
Meanwhile, Hernandez is foul free out there. Put up, and Mitchell collects the first 2 points right out of the quarter, extending the lead to 10 for Umpqua. Armstrong with the basketball. Bounce pass into Hernandez, and Hernandez looks like got her foot on it.
I think they call a trip on one of the Riverhawks.
Oh, okay.
Campbell.
And trip on Campbell, so it's going to be Harbor basketball from the baseline. And Webster will check out, and checking in is going to be Bird. They had Hernandez wide open. Kidder, corner 3 is no good. Rebound Strickland of the Riverhawks. The first minute has ticked away here of the fourth quarter. And good defense, no late whistle. And it's going to be a foul on Kidder, and that's Kidder's third personal, second team foul. So Mitchell to shoot 2. And 1 minute even has ticked away here. 10-point deficit for Grays Harbor, and the first free throw is good, so make it 11. Mitchell ready from the line. The second throw is drained easy. So Harbor now trailing by 12. Umpqua, so good margin here as Armstrong has the ball, pushes up, mid-range 2 is no good, and Bird on the rebound, give us back to Armstrong, and now Teal from the free throw line collects 2 for Harbor. So back on the attack is Gonzalez. 13 points for Gonzalez in that third quarter alone, Mike.
Yes, a great job by her, and it's really what, as Strickland's called for traveling, Gonzalez really did what Coach Dave Strickland wanted, and that was to take some of the pressure off of Mitchell and his daughter Taylor, who have done most of the bulk of the scoring. But by having some success, as Gonzalez does, it has helped Umpqua forge a 10-point edge.
So Armstrong with the rock has Kidder relatively open in the back. They go to Armstrong again. Pass up to Bird. Bird pushing matters and can't complete 2, and contested rebound here, and going to be a jump ball. And it's going to be Harbor basketball from the baseline. Kidder finds Hernandez, and Hernandez can't finish it off. Bird with the rebound for Harbor, and a foul as Bird was coming down with the basketball.
That's going to be on Riegel, who was going over the top, they said, and Sienna with a foul, and that will be her second.
Good second personal, second team foul as well, as Bird has the ball. Armstrong, long 3, splash down from downtown. 69-62 as Harbor pulls within 7. They go to the corner. And long 3, Gonzalez, no good. Rebound Strickland pushing up, and way arid is the pass, and it's Harbor ball.
Yeah, Campbell, I didn't know if she thought it was going to be intended for her, and Taylor threw that one a little bit high, and another chance for Grace Harbor to get a little bit closer.
7:45 left in the game. West number 2 and the North number 1 seed going at it here in the Women's Elite 8. Bird has to pull back, and now long 2 from Teal, no good. Again, Harbor, big fans of taking those really long 2 shots just in front of the 3-point line.
Wow, what a move. What a move by Gonzalez. And what an effort she has now. 18 points, and it's back to a 9-point edge. She has really come to play here in the second half.
Again, still plenty of ball game to go, and we've got a good one going here. Again, Wes Tucker, Mike Tacko on the call, keeping you company as the 3-point play is completed. And the lead back to 10 for the Riverhawks. Armstrong to the outside, goes to Teal. Teal pushing matters, going back to Bird. Bird bounce past to Kidder. Kidder over to Armstrong. And Kidder long 3, in and out, no good. And Bird can't get the rebound for Harbor. So Umpqua basketball, and Gonzalez with the rock, pulls up, gives to Strickland. Gonzalez to the left side. Pass up at the 3-point line. Campbell right back to her. Pass into Mitchell, and basket is nullified.
I think it's going to be a foul on Bird, maybe pushing against Mitchell before the pass was caught, Wes.
And it is going to be on Bird. That's her 4th personal. 4th team foul as well for the Chokers. The ball comes into play. Riggle trying to get it over the head of Bird. Long 3, Gonzalez, no good off the back iron. So 10 points still the difference as Teal pulls up, gives to Hernandez. Hernandez trying to push matters, gives to Bird on the outside, and now Armstrong. Long 3, and no good. Rebound is going to be won by the Harbor as Kidder comes away with it. New shot clock for the Chokers, and unable to spin and win that one is Kidder. 6 minutes and 11 seconds remaining in the ball game here. Winner going to advance
Yeah.
to play Big Ben.
Great pass by Gonzalez to Campbell for the easy lay-in. Not only does Cielo Gonzalez scored this quarter half, West, but she's distributed some passes too.
And our gamely check-in on Tracy Swisher down there. Hasn't moved in the last 4 hours. And we'll check in with him as day continues. Right back in Everett after this.
Training is definitely making myself better, but I know that it's going to end up making my teammates better.
You have to know your teammate and know what they need.
The cohesion on the field and off the field is what makes everyone strong.
Being on a team, you know it's not just you out there.
I would do anything for the player next to me, behind me, in front of me.
Practicing day in and day out, trying to be the best me so they can be the best them. It's like a sisterhood that you have with those girls.
It's just really empowering. They're all doing crazy things. And you want to be like them and you want to push yourself like them.
Motivates me to work harder, to get faster, quicker.
Pushing each other so hard, all for the same goal.
And back we go, 6:05 remaining in the game. Grays Harbor with the ball trailing 74-62. And they go to Armstrong to kick things off here. So Harbor needs to get something rolling relatively quickly. So the ball now in the hands of Teal and bricked off the back iron, no good. And ball in the hands of Strickland. Strickland pushing up one-on-one. Armstrong feigns her out and puts it in for two.
Yeah, great fake by Taylor. If she goes up for a lay-in, it's probably blocked, Wes, and so she waited, got the easy basket, and it's a 14-point edge.
Teal to Armstrong, long three, splash down from downtown. So 76-65, quality game here in the Women's Elite Eight. Winner going to face Big Bend in the Final Four. A couple more for you. Lower Columbia College is set to play Lane next, and later tonight, the Wenatchee Valley Knights and Peninsula Pirates will go at it.
Mitchell another basket. Umpqua trying to get to the Final Four for the third year in a row and the fifth time in 6 seasons.
Outside, Hernandez, long two, no good off the back iron. And we're under 5 minutes, so the next whistle looks like we're going to have a media timeout. Gonzalez, bounce pass up front to Campbell, and Campbell for two more. 80-65 is the score, just over 4.5 minutes to play in the game. Teal with the rock gives over to Armstrong. Armstrong surveying, gives over to Hernandez. Hernandez looking for an open shooter, finds one. Teal pushing out, and Hernandez feigns the long two, gives to Kidder, long three, and no good. Rebound by Armstrong, and they get back to Teal, and Teal loses the ball. Jump ball, and that one's going to go to the Riverhawks with 4:09 left to play. We step away, but don't go anywhere.
I am strong.
I won't give up.
I put my heart into the game.
I learned from my mistakes.
Focus.
Determination.
Confidence. I trust my gut.
No limit.
And back we get to the action. 4:05 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Campbell from underneath the net. They go to the outside. It's Gonzalez. Gonzalez right back to Campbell. Campbell with Kidder, and there's a foul. And looks like that's going to be on Kidder. And it will end up on Kidder. That's the fourth personal for her in the contest. Team's fifth.
Well, since the Chokers cut that lead to 50-48, they've been outscored 30-17 as Umpqua's pulling away here in the final 4 minutes.
Well, it's looking like Umpqua is going to advance to play Big Bend, and we were talking about earlier, regardless of who wins this game, it's going to be a fantastic competition against Big Bend.
Yeah, again, there's going to be a violation on Kidder if she misses it, as she went in early, so she'll get a shoot again. But you're right. I mean, Umpqua going to make the Final Four for the third year in a row, fifth trip in 6 seasons, and boy, the West competitive against each other, but no West team has advanced to the Final Four since 2003. I mean, these kids on the court weren't even born. And, well, I guess they were born, but they weren't very old. And it shows you that the competition in the West is good against each other. But you get on the big stage, not so much. They've really struggled to get that second win in this tournament.
Armstrong with the ball, passes up the middle to Bird, give it to Armstrong, and she's fouled hard. And one more Western team still to play,
yes,
and
indeed.
that's Lower Columbia College.
And they were very impressive last night. I thought against Skagit Valley they had some really good moments. We talked about it, Wes. They got their three ball going. They got their mid-range stuff going. And when they fouled, they made their free throws, and that's going to be the key to them to defeat the Lane Titans tonight.
Mid-range two from Armstrong. No good off the back iron, and Dyer loses the rebound to Mitchell. And full court press from the Chokers now. Gonzalez with the rock. But again, the Chokers already a much better couple of seasons over the last few years, making the NWAC tournament last year. And this year advancing to the Elite Eight, getting that first NWAC playoff win in women's basketball history, breaking that Choker curse.
Yeah, last year they were the top seed from the West and lost to the fourth seed from the East, Big Bend. But this year they get their first win ever in the history of their program. And they got to like the fact that they're on the winning column in that NWAC program where they list all the teams and their records. They didn't like the way that 0-8 looked very well, and so they have a victory, and it's something for Coach Allen to build on. He's done a great job. Grace Harbor.
And that foul going to be on Teal, her fourth personal. And the first shot is up and good. But yes, nothing to scoff at. The season for Grace Harbor. A good squad put together by Coach Allen. And now Grace Harbor with 3 minutes left trying to close the gap. 81-65 is the score. 16-point difference. And Dyer with the ball. They go outside to Teal. Teal guarded by Mitchell. And now Armstrong. Pressing matters, going backwards to Dyer, and here's Kidder pushing up and outside. Armstrong, long three, splash down from downtown. 81-68. And there is still some time for Harbor to potentially do this.
They need some stops, and they need to continue to make some long jump shots.
And on the other hand, Umpqua just needs to eat as much clock as they can each possession.
And make free throws if it comes to that.
10 seconds on the shot clock. Gonzalez with the ball. And intercepted by Bird. Pulling back is Armstrong, waiting for some teammates. Kidder, long three, and no good. Rebound's going to be won by the Riverhawks and given off to Gonzalez. So Gonzalez again taking her sweet time crossing the half-court line. Giving off to Strickland. Shot clock at 14 seconds for the Riverhawks. And Mitchell up and completing two more. So clock continues to tick away. Final 90 seconds of the contest. And all but sealed at this point. Our first Final Four matchup is going to be Big Bend and Umpqua on Saturday. Stolen away. And Umpqua again, opportunity to chew off 30 seconds. And like you said, Umpqua, such a rich tradition of getting to that Final Four. Fantastic. Last decade, really, for this program.
Been a while since they won one, but they always are there. And you mentioned Tacoma, the last West team to go in 2003. The last team to win it was Clark in 1993. And I know nobody was born on this court that long ago. It's been a long time for the West team to hold the banner.
Yeah, I wasn't even around yet. Outside they go. And easily stolen away. And it looks like Grace Harbor playing with a lot less urgency. They can see the writing on the wall here.
Well, we're in the final minute, and a lot of these gals have played a lot of the game, and they're winded. And they've played hard, and they've got after a lot of loose balls. But it's just kind of gone Umpqua's way here after that 50-48. They got that close, but just could not get over the hump. And since that 50-48 score, Umpqua has had its way here in the second half, and the Riverhawks and Dave Strickland going to advance, get to play another week.
Give us out again, and long two, no good. And rebound, how about the reach by Chapman as the final 6 seconds wind down. Your final score here in the Elite Eight, 86-68, an 18-point difference. And that is how things are going to wind up here. A good season for Grays Harbor. Well, you can tell both these teams really wanted a fantastic matchup. Take a look there, a big dive, and again, both teams really wanting it. As we said there, good matchup. Another one on deck. Lane and LCC set to go at 5 p.m. Until then, from all of us at the Northwestern Athletic Conference, the illustrious crew at STSPN, the guys in the truck doing a fantastic job, and our producer extraordinaire, Todd Elvig. I am Wes Tucker for Mike Tatko. We'll see you in just a little while.